Sports. We are Baltimore. We are the Lions.
The White Sox took it to Carlos Carrasco early, courtesy of the home run ball. And that was enough for left-hander Carlos Rodon, who pitched 7 strong innings. Now the Indians will see right-hander Jeff Samardzija, whose ERA has risen almost 1 run since his last start versus Cleveland. Josh Tomlin has been spectacular in his 5 starts, and he gets the ball next on Sports Time Ohio. From U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago, Illinois, it's Cleveland Indians baseball tonight. The Tribe wraps up a long road trip as they try to make it 2 out of 3 against Chicago. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. The Indians will send Josh Tomlin to the hill in the series finale. And Rick, in his 5 starts so far this year, only once has he given up more than 2 runs.
He was outstanding in his last start against Detroit. He had a complete game. He stayed away from the middle of the plate, and he moved the ball around, changing his speeds very well. He's 2-1 on the road this year with a 1.60 ERA, and he has been a breath of fresh air for the Indians. You see, 3 starts following a team loss. He is 3-0. 245 earned run average. He's having a nice finish to this year, and he's going to be matched up against Jeff Samardzija, who the right-hander was pitching very well up until the month of August. He's 2-0 against the Indians, but he was 0-6 in the month of August, and he turned the page to September. He got a win in his last start against Minnesota, but you have to think he was the talk about trade rumors going over at the trading deadline, and he did not win a ball game in the month of August. So we'll see what he has to offer the Tribe tonight.
Rick, he's only the 3rd pitcher in the last 45 years to go 0-6 in a single month for the Chicago White Sox. It's definitely been quite a disturbing trend for Chicago. Well, the Indians and the White Sox lock horns one more time here on the south side of Chicago. And when we come back, Andre Knott will join us to talk about former White Sox pitcher Gavin Floyd. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud sponsors of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Chicago. Indians White Sox getting ready for game 3 of this series, wrapping things up tonight here at U.S. Cellular Field. Pitching, obviously, the big story for the Indians all season long, and a guy that was supposed to be part of the starting rotation. It never happened. Gavin Floyd, though, has battled back, and he is now pitching out of the Indians bullpen, and it's been a welcome sight for everybody involved. Let's go down onto the field now where Andre Knott has more.
Obviously, no matter what happens tonight, for Gavin Floyd, this road trip will be the feel-good story of the season for him. He's made 3 appearances on this road trip. He's pitched 4 innings and not allowed a run. When people want to talk about next year or even next week, he says, slow down. Right now, everything is about short-term. He goes, I've gotten trouble thinking about long-term and what's going to happen in the past and what's going to happen in the future. He says, right now, I'm going to enjoy the moment. For the Indians, Terry Francona told me the other day, he goes, look, we were just happy that he was willing to work after he was hurt again in spring training. For him to get back and to be able to pitch the way that he's pitched on this road trip tells you all you need to know about him. He goes, him getting back was about Gavin Floyd. It wasn't about the Indians seeing him because they always believed in him. Who knows what the future will hold for him, but I can tell you the Cleveland Indians will hold a special place for Gavin Floyd, and especially the city of Chicago. He told me it meant the world to him that he was able to get on this mound last night and pitch against Chicago and show not only the rest of Major League Baseball, but the Chicago White Sox, Gavin Floyd still can pitch.
Well, we saw him before the game sitting out on the infield during batting practice talking to Chris Sale and a few other of the Chicago White Sox. So, you know, they were good buddies, and he pitched with them. So I'm sure it does feel good for Gavin to get back out here. All that hard work is paying off. Now, whether he stays with the Indians or not, he's worked very hard to continue to pitch at the major league level.
Yeah, he's just saying right now, if I get an opportunity to play next year and I'm healthy, then I'll have no issues. And that's all he's focused on right now. Tonight, the story will be Josh Tomlin, who will look to continue his hot roll on the hill. The first pitch between the Indians and White Sox is next. Backhanded stop by Aviles. From his knees, throws out Cabrera. She is gone. Jose, can you see? Goodbye. And we're ready for baseball here at U.S. Cellular Field. Jeff Samardzija warming up for Chicago. Let's take a look at the Indians starting lineup for Terry Francona tonight. It is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Jason Kipnis will lead it off, followed by Francisco Lindor. Michael Brantley batting third, hitting .368 since the break. Carlos Santana, Lonnie Chisenhall, Abraham Almonte are in the middle. Then it's Chris Johnson, Jose Ramirez, and Roberto Perez.
And the Northern Ohio Honda dealer starting pitcher Jeff Samardzija, 9-11 on the year, .487. A terrible month of August. He was 0-6, but in his last start he stopped that 6-game losing streak. In the first inning, he has a .739 ERA, batting average allowed to .350, and 12 times he has given up first inning runs on the year. We'll see if the Indians can do any damage to him early in this one.
Jason Kipnis steps in to get us underway. And Samardzija's first pitch of the night is a little bit high, ball one. Kipnis 0 for 6 so far in the series. Pop back out of play. 1-1.
Samardzija 2-0 against the Indians, allowed 1 run in 14 innings pitched so far. When you say 0 for 6 for Kipnis here in Chicago, normally this is a place where he loves to hit.
Back out of play. He's definitely had some tough luck. He's hit some balls hard. He's hit a few right at people.
Start breaking a few bats and bloop them in.
Another 1-2. Foul down the first base side.
It got past both of them between the legs. They need a third person out there. Well, that's your first one with the glove. Between the legs. Between the legs.
So much for the backup plan.
Yeah, we got to send one more over there.
2-2.
Not the way to start, man. No sirree.
Extra PFP tomorrow. Now the 2-2. Ground ball towards second. Sanchez is there. He'll throw. And Kipnis is out, number 1.
Let's check that defense out behind Samardzija tonight. Brought to you by Ram. Sets up this way. Cabrera in left. Eaton is in center. Thompson out in right. Saladino gets the start at third base. Ramirez is at short. Sanchez at second. Abreu at first. Tyler Flowers behind the plate tonight.
Eric Cooper, the crew chief, calling the balls and strikes. Quinn Walcott, Lance Barksdale, and Ryan Blackney on the bases. Francisco Lindor, so far 1 for 5 with a double in the series. Terry Francona gave him a breather last night, sat out most of the game, came in as a pinch hitter late. Swings and drives on the deep center. Eaton is back on the track at the wall. It's off the fence and into second base. And now chugging for third. Here's the throw. Safe is the call. Lindor with a 1-out triple.
They're going to go and check it. He did start to slow down when he went around second base between first and second, then realized Eaton had a tough time getting the ball in and then kicked it back into gear. So we'll see. It was awfully close, but he hammers this pitch. It was middle of the plate and it was up. Eaton comes back, and after it hit him right there, he went back and then kicked it into gear. The relay by Ramirez says he was safe, and I don't see a challenge.
Robin Ventura says no challenge coming. Lindor, you could see on the slide, he started to turn his body away from the tag, and that might have been what enabled him to get in there safely.
It's his second triple.
He continues to make things happen.
Yeah, he really does. And the Indians with an opportunity to make it 13 times where Samardzija gives up a first inning run.
Brantley jumps on the first pitch, but it's fouled back.
Yeah, he didn't give him much to tag, did he?
No, he pulled that arm out of the way. If that right arm goes in there straight, he probably gets tagged out.
It looked like it could have happened that way.
Again, Brantley swinging and fouling it out of play. It's 0-2. Can understand why Brantley wants to be aggressive. Samardzija is being hit at a 350 clip in the first inning this year.
Well, he has the splitter. That's the pitch that he's going to try. He pounded him inside the first 2 pitches. He may try and get him out with the splitter that he throws. There it is. You always have to be alive.
The mask.
Yeah, you always have to be alive. 4 wild pitches on the season. He's just going to drop to his knees and let that ball come right off the mask.
Infield is back for the White Sox with the exception of Saladino at third, who's about even with the bag, well off the line. Brantley hits it hard to first. Abreu, no play at home. He'll take the out as Lindor just bolted for the dish, and the Indians lead it 1-0.
Well, there you go. You go on contact. You know, he couldn't make the throw, and I mean, this ball was hit right on the nose, and he's playing back. I think he wanted to come home. I don't know if he got a grip on it and decided, I'm just going to take the out. But he cruised in, did not even make a throw. So the Indians play from in front.
The speed and the aggressiveness of Francisco Lindor helps to produce a first inning run. Carlos Santana looks at a breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, 1 run is as many as they scored in the first 14 innings they've faced Samardzija the first 2 times he's pitched against them.
Pop this one back. They'll make it into the seats. But that almost worked out really well. With that shift on it, that stays fair. It's a base hit, maybe a double. Hits it high to left. Cabrera over toward the line. And the inning is over. But Francisco Lindor with a 1-out triple comes home on an RBI ground out, and the Indians are up 1-0. Josh Tomlin ready to go for Cleveland. Let's look at the starting lineup for Robin Ventura's White Sox, presented by Toyota. Adam Eaton leading it off. Then it's Tyler Saladino getting his first start in the series. Jose Abreu batting third. He's put up for big numbers against Cleveland this year. Melky Cabrera, Avisail Garcia, and Trace Thompson in the middle. Alexei Ramirez, Carlos Sanchez, and Tyler Flowers round it out. Adam Eaton 0 for 8 in the series. Swings at the first pitch and a fly ball to left. Back goes Brantley. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Let's set that Tribe defense, brought to you by Ram behind Tomlin tonight. Brantley in left making that play. Almonte center. Chisenhole right. Ramirez is at third. Lindor at short. Kipnis at second. Johnson is at first with Perez doing the catching. And Josh, our Northern Ohio Honda dealer starting pitcher, 5-1, or excuse me, 4-1, making his 6th start, coming off a complete game, and he has been brilliant out there with the command of the baseball.
First pitch strike to Tyler Saladino. Just missed. 2-1. Saladino 8 for his last 27, covering his last 7 games after he went 1 for 20 in his previous 6. The ups and downs of a young player.
Sure.
2-2.
That's a nice number there for Josh Tomlin, and 3 of those 4 starts have come after losses.
Strike 3 called right down Broadway. Saladino out looking. Keys to the game are brought to you by Wayside Furniture. For Jeff Samardzija, that high fastball can be a real weapon for him.
Yeah, it gets a little above the hitting zone, and then he has that splitter.
Yeah, for Josh Tomlin, move it around, in, out, change speeds.
Just pitch, baby. Keep him off balance.
Jose Abreu looks at a fastball inside. Indians handled Abreu first game of the series, but hits in each of his last 3 at bats last night. Pops this one up, foul ground near the dugout. Chris Johnson running out of room, can't get to it.
Someone put something in his glove.
Avila's threw a ball in there. Hey,
oh,
you caught it.
Well, at least you get some help from your guys. Here he comes. There's a ball. Put it in there.
Now the 1-1. Right back up the middle and through.
This guy's just flat out a good hitter. He stayed in. It was a nice pitch. In on the hands, but it shows you the strength of Abreu, where he can just take it right back up the middle. It was inside, and it's a nice pitch. Ran it in there, and he just muscles it out. He's one of the big guys that'll take his singles.
So a 2-out base runner now for Melky Cabrera. Down low, ball 1.
I think it's habit for Josh because he holds base runners and he's not afraid to throw to first base. But the big man here hasn't even attempted to steal a base on the year, so don't waste your time over there.
After 137 games, if he hasn't run by now, he's probably not running.
It pretty much tells you he's staying put. He's going to wait. But it shows you that pitchers, creatures of habit. You know, you get used to it, you get into a pattern, and that's how they do it.
Melky Cabrera takes, and the count 1-2.
What it does, it seems like it ends up becoming a guessing game with Tomlin out there with the hitters, you know, because they haven't seen him recently. And Josh just goes out there and they see it. They see the ball. It's just a matter of guessing. Is it going to be a curveball? Is it going to be in, out, up, or down?
Got a fastball there, but fouled it off. Now the 1-2. Just missed. Not by much.
Well, he hit with a pitch out there, and so he wants to go back out there and see how far he can go. Check it out on our Nissan pitch tracker. It is off the plate. Look at Perez trying to bring it back in.
So 2-2. He took something off. And Cabrera was fooled. The inning is over, and after an inning of play, it's the Indians 1 and the White Sox nothing. Tonight, 74 degrees, clear skies. Not much of a breeze at all, but cooler conditions than what we had.
Oh, think about it.
A couple days ago.
No kidding.
Bullseye. Lonnie Chisenhall takes the strike. To center field. Eaton. One away. Let's go down to Andre with the Indians' game plan against Jeff Samardzija.
To compete. Talking to Michael Brantley, he says, look, he's going to throw the ball over the plate, and he's going to come at you to pitch after pitch after pitch. And talking to Ty Van Berkeley on some of the struggles Samardzija has had here at home recently, he goes, look, we know he has 3 wipeout pitches, but he's been leaving some pitches over the middle. He watched tape with his guys, and he goes, look, he's going to make mistakes, and when he makes them, we have to be on top of him and ready to drive him out of the ballpark or drive him wherever we got to go.
Yeah, and he left a couple pitches up. The one that Lindor hit was up in the zone. And he's on a 5-game home losing streak here. So take advantage when you can.
Almonte got one to hit, fouled it back. Back in the lineup tonight. Almonte 1 for 4 in the series opener. Right at the second baseman. Sanchez throws him out, 2 down.
Catch Indians baseball with MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet. You can stay connected with live radio broadcast stats, breaking news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball.
Chris Johnson takes a strike off the fastball. Chris has gone 3 for 7 in the series with a double. Slider away, lays off.
Well, this is the one guy in the Indians lineup that has more at bats against Samardzija than anybody. He has 11, and he's 2 for 11. Coming over here, I'm sure he's faced probably. Doesn't have a feel for a lot of the pitchers changing leagues.
Laid off the first slider, but he chased the second one, and he's down on the count 1-2. Back to even. Got him. First strikeout for Samardzija. Indians go 1-2-3. They lead it 1-0. Bottom of the second for Chicago. Avisel Garcia, Trace Thompson, and Alexei Ramirez due up. The aggressive swinging Garcia is 4 for 7 in the series. surprise, Tomlin starts him off with a breaking ball and he chases after it.
But it was in a great spot, down and away, and this is the kind of guy that Josh could eat up if he stays out of the middle of the plate. He can expand his zone. You know, he's a free swinger.
2 quick strikes. Upstairs with a fastball and it's fouled back. Garcia with a hit in 5 straight games. Curveball, and he got a piece of it.
Well, he's going to find a way to try and get that bat to the ball, but he will swing at everything. High fastball, low curveball. Had the cutter, started him off. He's thrown him 4 different pitches already. Nice.
Chased one in the dirt, strikes him out. Second strikeout for Tomlin, 1 away.
You know, it really is a nice job. When you look at the sequence here, let's start him with a cutter away and put it in a good spot. There it is. And now there's the fastball down at the knees, ahead. He elevates the fastball to foul it off. He comes back with the curveball. Now he says, okay, he's out front. I'll slow it down a little bit more and bounce it. And he gets the strikeout. That's pitching right there. That is pitching.
Reading the hitter?
Yeah, reading the hitter and knowing exactly what you have to do.
Trace Thompson looks at a fastball away. I've always wondered, you know, how a pitcher works off what the hitter's doing in the box.
Well, you should, and if you don't, your catcher should help you out. You can see his approach if he's trying to pull it and where you locate it. You know, sometimes it's all a matter of commanding the strike zone, in and out, up and down. You know, Josh will agree. See, now he just paints it down. He'll agree with the catcher anytime he puts down. Now it's just a matter of him executing his location with the pitch he's throwing, and he's been able to do that consistently since he's been back this year. And that's because of health. The arm feeling good.
Trace Thompson able to fight off that fastball away.
See, that's the thing with Josh. He doesn't throw hard enough to get it by you. You'll see a lot of foul balls, but that's the one reason why he has to stay away from the middle of the plate. And right there, as a hitter, that's what you have to do. Just take that fastball away and throw it the other way.
Tried to go in on him, didn't get it in enough, and Thompson has tied the game. He is 4 for 5 in the series, and that's his 3rd home run on the year.
I'll tell you, it's a good-looking young player here for the Chicago White Sox. I've been impressed with the way this kid swings the bat, plays defense in the series. It's the first time we've seen him. It's the only pitch he saw on the inside part of the plate. Now, you remember he got a base hit on a fastball from Carrasco inside yesterday. This ball was even in off the plate a little bit more, but he didn't have the juice on it to get it in, and this kid is quick inside. So he ties the game up. It's the 8th home run given up by Josh Tomlin.
Breaking ball in for a strike. Alexei Ramirez takes another one, and that's in. 0-2. Curveball in the dirt. Trace Thompson, very impressive for the White Sox.
Well, that was a good at bat for him. He fouled off that fastball the other way. That was away. Then they figured maybe he's looking out there, and they came back in and he got him.
Kipnis throws out Ramirez, 2 away. Our Levin Furniture player profile on Josh Tomlin, a former 19th round pick by the Indians back in 06. He went at least 5 innings in his first 37 career starts. Among pitchers whose careers began in 1914 or later, it's the 2nd longest streak for the Indians. Sanchez fouls it off. He's gone 2 for 7 against Cleveland in this series. Paints the outside corner. It's 0-2. Curveball hit to right. Chisenhall will make the catch, and the inning is over. But Trace Thompson launches one to left, and we're tied at 1 after 2. With a solo home run, we go to the 3rd, and Jose Ramirez will lead it off for Cleveland. Ramirez came off the bench as a pinch hitter last night, and from the right side of the plate got a ball down and in, and he golfed it way out of here to left field.
Well, it was funny because when they pinch hit him, they had a right-hander on the mound, and he was going to go up left-handed and hit. Ventura made the change to get the left-hander, and then he smoked him.
One down here in the 3rd.
Okay, the season winding down. You don't want to miss the Indians-Tigers Saturday. 10,000 fans will get a Terry Francona scooter bobblehead courtesy of Meritech. All fans can enjoy the post-game fireworks to follow. Go to Indians.com for your tickets.
Roberto Perez will bat with 1 out here in the 3rd. And Samardzija with a breaking ball in for a strike. Now the 0-1 offering. And it's down the right field line, headed for the corner. And Perez on his horse will head to second base. And he'll go in standing with a 1-out double. He has reached out and poked it down the line.
Yeah, we've seen him do that a number of times this year where he stays back on the ball because he's off the plate. And this is going to be a Yellowwood bringing the lumber as he stayed back nicely on that pitch, which was elevated. That wasn't down. So he shoots it into the corner. His 8th double of the year. The Indians with 2 hits, a triple, and now a double.
Top of the order, Jason Kipnis. And that pitch is high, ball 1. Kipnis shoots at left field near the line, dropping, fair ball. Perez will score. The Indians take the lead, and Kipnis into second base with an RBI double.
Boy, that was nice. Right down the line, and it stayed fair, so it didn't take the Indians long to come back and retake the lead. Jason's going to get his 38th double. It's going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. Always with a minute scoring position. Come right back, and look, it stays right inside the chalk down there. Cabrera couldn't get to it. So another double, back to back.
And now Francisco Lindor, who tripled and scored in the first, sends one to left. This is a little more routine for Cabrera, who makes the catch. 2 away. Here's our AT&T U-verse rewind. Back in the first inning, watch Lindor get a pitch up in the zone and smokes it. Avoids the tag for the triple, and then comes home aggressively on the ground ball to first.
He was going to stop. He thought he was going to throw the ball home, and never did.
Brantley picked up his 78th RBI with the ground out in that first inning. Now he sends one to right field, shallow near the line. Thompson dives, and he makes the catch. What a play by Trace Thompson, who's putting on quite a show here in the early going. A home run, and now a run-saving catch to end the third. Indians do regain the lead 2-1. Enjoy a cold one to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Jason Kipnis putting the Indians back in front 2-1. Tyler Flowers will lead off the bottom of the third now for Chicago. The number 9 hitter in the lineup. Played in the series opener. He had a sacrifice fly and he was hit by a pitch. His only 2 plate appearances. Sat out last night's game. Now the 1-1. Fastball just off the plate. Broke his bat. One hopper to short, and Lindor will throw him out. Our stat of the game is brought to you by Buick. Since the All-Star break, the largest difference in runs per game. Look at the White Sox are up almost a run and a half.
Yeah, right behind the Mets. They kicked into gear once they got Cespedes, but that makes a big difference. Boy, a run and a half a game. They went on and had a 7-game winning streak.
Well, I mean, you go back to July and everybody sort of pegged the White Sox as sellers. Jeff Samardzija was the guy that everybody figured they'd be trading.
Well, and you talk about it and you hear about it, and when the trading deadline comes and it doesn't happen, maybe that's why he scuffled in August. I don't know. But we've seen it a lot. Any team that usually takes off, and every team has a run in them.
Well, it started with Samardzija. It was July 23rd. It was in Cleveland. The White Sox were floundering. They were 42-50 going into that game, and then they reeled off 7 in a row. And some people felt like they changed their mind. They got to within 1 game of the 500 mark when they beat the Red Sox with their 7th straight win on July 29th. And then Chris Sale was the loser in the finale.
They thought they had number 8 locked up. You had Sale going against the Red Sox in Fenway. You figure it's a lock. Well, it wasn't.
And then they lost 5 out of 6. And that, as I told you last night, that's been their MO.
Right.
Get hot, lose 5 out of 6.
Right.
Get hot, lose 5 out of 6. It's going to stay foul.
Well, it depends how you look at it. Did they get hot at the right time or the wrong time?
Well,
you know, if you're the White Sox front office, you figure, okay, we're going to have to, being that Samardzija is a free agent, maybe get something for him. Well, they figure, okay, we played our way back into it. We'll keep him because we're in the running, and then all of a sudden they went south again.
big curveball missed outside. 2-2. Back out of play. Chicago came into this series having won 4 straight. So with the win last night, they've won 5 out of their last 6. And their winning ways has been directly tied to their offense. Because in the 5 wins in their last 6 games, they've scored 6 or more in all 5 of those victories. The one loss was when Trevor Bauer shut them down and held them to just 2 runs.
Well, you mentioned it that they felt. Robin Ventura said, hey, with the moves that we made in the offseason, we feel we should have been a better team than what we are. You know, they go out and they sign Cabrera, you know, to add to an Abreu. And you have Eaton right here. Garcia coming back. LaRoche, they went out and signed to a 2-year deal, and he's sort of been a bust for him.
Got David Robertson to back end their bullpen.
Zach Duke, left-handed pitching. They got some, you know, they went out and they signed a lot of people. And, you know, in the wintertime, when you watch it, you know, they were one of the teams that won the winter meetings.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to translate that and put it out between the lines and see if it works. And it hasn't for the Sox this year.
Kipnis will throw out Eaton 2 down. Grab some friends and catch a game at the Corner Popular Bar. Open to all fans at Progressive Field. $13 district tickets presented by Sports Time Ohio or a big seller, and they go quickly, so get yours today. They're available only at Indians.com/district ticket. With 2 down on the bases empty, here is Tyler Saladino. Called out on strikes in the first. Fouled that one off. And it's 1-1. Outside with the fastball. Beats it into the ground. Cut off nicely by Ramirez, and his throw is on the money. Chicago goes 1-2-3, and after 3, the Indians lead it 2-1.
Back to the top of the fourth. The Indians lead it 2-1. Josh Tomlin, only mistake he made, gave up a home run. Other than that, he's been fine. Samardzija coming on. He'll be facing Santana, Chisenhall, and Almonte. Santana flew to left his first time up. Samardzija's given up 3 hits, all extra base hits. One for 7 in the series for Carlos. Turns up around there. Fastball up and in. Got to spin out of the way. Oh, good hitters count 2-0. Their defensive shift. Sanchez way out in short right field. Big swing and a miss. All right, Andre, I hear you got something for me.
Yeah, Rick, when you're going against a guy like Samardzija, you know he's got this big fastball, but he's got that splitter. In this count, what do you really look for to try to attack a guy like this?
I'm looking for a fastball, and if he wants to throw that splitter, I'm hoping I'm going to take it. Because if it's a good one, you're not going to hit it anyway. Yeah. Always look for the fastball. That's where they make their bread and butter.
Well, that's the thing. Even in warm-ups today, he couldn't get that splitter to the country.
You know, until he shows it or proves to you as a hitter that he can throw it consistently for a strike, why swing at it?
Yeah.
He's going to try and get you to chase it out of the strike zone anyway. And there it was. It looked like he missed. So Santana draws the walk. That was a slider. First walk for Samardzija.
So the Indians had their leadoff man aboard for the first time tonight. And up comes Lonnie Chisenhall now. Lonnie led off the second inning when he flied out to center. Pops it sky high, shallow right. Out goes Sanchez. And the second baseman squeezes it one away. Today's injury report brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Marcus Stroman. Stroman with an ACL injury will make his first start of the season.
Boy, that's
coming back from that.
That's like found money there, getting him back.
And Dustin Pedroia back for the Red Sox. Abraham Almonte grounded out his only time up in the second inning. And Almonte takes a strike. Lays off, it's high. 1-1. Good pitch by Samardzija, and he had Almonte out in front of it.
That's the splitter, I think, right there, where he starts it up and around the mid-thigh, and the next thing you know, the bottom falls out of it.
One on, one out. We're in the fourth. Indians up 2-1. Fouls this one right back to the screen. Lays off, and it's 2-2. Samardzija has the one strikeout so far tonight, and he's on pace to record 173 strikeouts, which would be his fewest since he became a full-time starter, and this is his fourth season as a starting pitcher.
That has something to do with being in the American League. You don't have the pitcher to deal with over there in the National League.
Could be, yeah. Almonte, though, down on strikes. 2 down.
And he was able to get Almonte twice on the splitter in this at bat. Let's see if it's a strike. No, when it's low, take it. So that's what happens when he proves he gets you when he gets 2 strikes. You can see the split coming out of his hands. It starts out low and it just dives down out of the strike zone. It wasn't a strike to begin with, and he's banking that you're going to chase it, and Almonte did.
Chris Johnson, bottom of the strike zone, 0-1. He was able to get Johnson to chase that slider to strike out in the second.
Well, that's the pitch to the righties for him. That's a pretty good slider. That stayed low and stayed right on the same plane, and a fastball away. So he's mixing it up pretty well himself.
And the 0-2. Fouls it over toward the Indians dugout. It stays the ball in 2 strikes with Santana at first and 2 down here in the 4th. Indians leading it by a run. On a play. All 3 hits so far for the Indians tonight have been for extra bases, 2 doubles and a triple. Third strike ends the inning. Back-to-back Ks for Samardzija. Middle of the 4th, it remains 2-1 Cleveland. Time now to tweet your strongest fan photo to us using the hashtag #STODataStrongFan for a chance to have one of your photos shown during an upcoming telecast. It's all courtesy of T-Mobile. Bottom of the 4th, and it's Jose Abreu to lead off for Chicago. He muscled a base hit right back through the middle in the 1st. Pitch by Tomlin. He's hit in almost 80% of his last 133 games.
Very impressive.
Boy, what an awesome pitch. Cutter over the outside edge.
Well, he keeps the hitters guessing. He really does. Watch this one down and away. Little break to it right there at the knees. You don't want to hit it. You lay off of it, and it's a perfect pitch.
Tried to get him to chase a fastball away. Wouldn't do it. 2-2. Outside. Full count. Hits it on the ground, and Lindor able to scoop it up and throw him out, one down.
Well, it's Sugardale Dollar Dog Night Friday, when the Indians will host the Tigers. Post-game fireworks to follow. That is presented by Wayside Furniture. Check out Indians.com for your tickets. What a great pitch there by Tomlin to put it down and away. He never gave in to him. Got to that full count, and he made a quality pitch. It might have been a little off the plate, but he got him to swing the bat at it, put it in play.
And he starts Cabrera off with a strike.
Watch, it's borderline, probably a ball, but he got the big man to get after and swing it. Hits it right on the ground. Really good pitch, and never gave in to him in that whole at bat.
Took a fastball, and it's 0-2, and that kind of gives you an idea how the hitters are guessing. Got him looking. Came back with the same pitch, and Cabrera figured, no way he's going to throw that again. Third strikeout of the night for Tomlin.
This will go as our Circle K strikeout tonight. There's one right at the knees away. He might have thought it was low, but he's been there all night long. Didn't really say anything, did he? He didn't like the call, but he didn't say anything.
His face said a lot.
Yeah, if it looks.
Down low to Avisail Garcia. He went down swinging in the second inning. Good breaking ball away. Tomlin again, he just keeps working in, out, changing speeds.
And he's keeping the ball down in the zone, and he's just changing speeds and moving it around. Going back in. Missed his target there. He wanted it inside, but he fouls it off.
Big curveball, and he beats it into the ground, foul. Here's the 1-2. Got him to chase it in the dirt. And Perez throws to first to end the inning. Fourth strikeout for Josh Tomlin. He fans a pair here in the fourth, and the Indians maintain a 2-1 lead. Honda dealers, by the Cleveland Clinic. Call for an appointment today. And by the game-changing all-new Ford F-150. The future is tough. 2-1, the Indians lead it. We go to the 5th inning, and Jose Ramirez will lead off. Out of play. Bounced in there. 1-1.
A little surprised we don't see Jose try and bunt a little bit more, to utilize his speed.
Yeah.
You know, here's a guy that you could. I see the third baseman Saladino playing him back behind the bag. At first base, they're way behind the base. This is a guy that can run well. You bring in that third baseman, and if you can hit a ball by him, at least past him, and get it into the hole with shortstop, you're in business.
Well, he drives this one to deep center field, and
wants
Eaton
to
is
hit.
running out of room. It's gone.
Go figure.
Jose Ramirez.
He's turned into a power hitter.
He's hit 2 home runs in the series.
Unbelievable.
Going deep in back-to-back nights. Last night he golfed one down and in from the right side of the plate. This time from the left side of the dish, he hits it out to the big part of the yard. And it's 3-1 Cleveland.
I'm just kidding about bunting, Jose. You keep swinging hard and hit home runs. That's beautiful. And he went to deep right center field, too. You can see Eaton going back, and it's just over that yellow line. Hits one of the bars, stays in, and makes it a 3-1 ball game. Back-to-back nights, this young man is homered. One from the right side, second one from the left.
Roberto Perez doubled and scored in the 3rd. Ramirez doesn't bunt, as you were talking about, and then big old Roberto Perez, who doubled his first time up, he shows bunt.
There you go. They're tricking everybody. Well, I'm glad he hit the home run, but I'd still like to see him bunt more.
Well, you know he's not going to make a living going deep. But with his wheels.
Look, check this out. I get a text from Skins. Way to go, Arch. Tell him to bunt. That is priceless. Skins is at home watching us. Well, that, you know, go figure. Oh, buddy. At least you're paying attention.
The 2-1 to Perez. Bottom of the zone. Breaking ball evens the count.
He may be hitting, but we get him home. He might be hitting 4th. Come, we have to move Santana out of that number 4 hole, put Ramirez in.
Just off the dish. And a full count.
See that ball? Wow. Pretty tough pitch to lay off, too.
He's got another hit. He's 2 for 2.
That's the first single of the night for the Indians. That's hit number 5.
All right, so this was last night in a pinch hit appearance.
Look at that one. He golfed that one out of here, and that was at what, 420 feet. Looks like Hammer and Hank. Then comes up tonight from the left side of the plate and got it over the fence. So it's been every other inning for the Indians. The first, third, and fifth, they've been able to put a run on the board.
Kipnis swings and misses, and the count evens at 1-1. Jason doubled down the left field line just inside the chalk in the third to put the Indians ahead 2-1. And now the Ramirez homer here in the fifth has extended the lead. Down low. And a ball back over the screen. And he bloops it foul. Ground ball right out to second baseman. Sanchez to second for one. Back to first. Double play. In-game recap brought to you by your Toyota dealers. Michael Brantley, an RBI groundout, scored Francisco Lindor in the first. He had tripled. Trace Thompson tied it for the White Sox with a solo homer in the second. Indians came right back in the third, though. Kipnis with the double down the left field line. And now here in the fifth, Jose Ramirez with a solo homer to make it 3-1. Base is empty for Lindor. And he sends a high drive, deep right field. Thompson back. He's out of room. It's out of here.
I was going to say, if that kid comes down with that ball, another home run.
Francisco Lindor's 8th home run of the season, as the Indians have homered twice here in the fifth inning. They extend the lead to 4-1.
Another pitch he left up in the zone. That's what he hit in the first inning, something that was upstairs. And look at this. Thompson goes up and didn't miss it by much. But for Lindor, he ends up giving him a second run in the inning, a pair of solo homers, and that's number 26 given up on the year by margin.
Down low. Upstairs. Brantley with a line drive base hit in the left center field. Melky Cabrera will cut it off and then drops the ball. And Brantley never broke stride. He's into second base.
Well, this third time around, they're teeing off now. That was a good swing by Brantley.
He won't get credited for a double. It'll be a single.
Oh, is that right?
Error charge to Cabrera.
I got you. He did not break stride, and I don't think that Cabrera would have threw him out anyway. It's just the point that he didn't pick it up. Here he goes. He was going all the way, and then he realized that he drops the ball, so they give him an error. But he's still a league leader in doubles.
Santana looks at the ball in the dirt. Carlos flied to left in the first. He walked in the fourth.
Now
they've changed it to a double.
No kidding.
That was a quick about face.
That's okay. He did. It's the right call.
Did you hear that fan just holler to Robin Ventura?
No.
He said, Robin, he's done.
Yeah, well, he's staying in there.
There's nobody warming in the White Sox bullpen. As Samardzija is just south of 80 pitches.
3 doubles, 2 homers, and a triple today for the Indians.
Popped him up back behind the screen. No, it didn't get behind the screen. It just wasn't high enough for Flowers to get that back to it. That thing came right down almost on the screen.
Well, when you talk about what the Indians' approach was today to get to Samardzija, you're going to get something to hit. He's going to be aggressive. They did a nice job of making him get the ball up, and they've hurt him. They've been able to stay on some pitches and a lot of extra base hits. 6 extra base hits out of the 7 hits, only the 1 single.
To the second baseman Sanchez, and the inning is over. But the Indians play long ball here in the 5th. Jose Ramirez goes deep for the 2nd night in a row, and Francisco Lindor makes it 4-1 Cleveland. Well, and an Indian starting pitcher gets 4 runs of support. 40-2 and a perfect 23-0 on the road.
Boy, you got to like those numbers, huh? They're sitting on 4 right now. And Josh Tomlin has been dealing. He's only given up 2 hits. And 1 coming to this guy, and that's how they got on the board.
Yeah, Trace Thompson, solo homer in the 2nd. Well, they have 2 hits. It's the only extra base hit. They had a 2-out single in the 1st by Jose Abreu. 2-1.
Don't think he'll be messing around the inside with this guy in this at bat. There'll be cutters breaking balls away.
Popped him to center. Kipnis, oh, he dropped the ball, and Thompson's into second base. He had to go a long way out for that ball. Almonte was playing deep, so he had a long run in. It looked like Kipnis was there. He just didn't reel it in.
Well, it certainly had enough hang time to it. We'll watch him as he goes back. Watch Almonte. He's sprinting in. He's not going to get here. Here's Kip. He gets underneath it. He's got time. You know what happens? Sometimes that glove maybe gets right in your face. You don't see it going into it. And it just popped out. Looks like it might have hit him in the heel of the glove. So that'll go as an error on Kipnis. That's one of those plays where you just say, oh, how can I not catch that ball?
Well, it happened last night to Rajay Davis in Detroit. He's in left field. He's under the ball, not running, not moving, standing there, and it in and out of the glove.
Yeah. Just one of those things you'll catch it 999 times out of 1,000.
And allowed Tampa to tie the game, and they ended up playing 13 innings. And then Davis ended up winning it with a sacrifice fly. I don't think that'll be the case tonight. Tampa Bay cruising 8-0 over the Tigers. They're in the 7th. Low and away. Fouled on the left side. Two balls, two strikes. With a leadoff man at second base here in the bottom of the 5th. Oh, beautiful pitch. Outside corner, low and away. Boom. Number 5 for Josh Tomlin.
Well, you're going to see the location of that pitch right there at the knees away. He knew it. And when you watch the location of Josh Tomlin tonight, he has been on his game as he has all year long. Mixing his pitches, painting the corners, keeping out of the middle of the plate, not giving him much to swing at. Boy, they have to work for it if they're going to get a base hit, and he's done a wonderful job. And that's 5 strikeouts. He's done it now for the 6th time in his career for the first time. He's attempting to go 6 or more innings in 6 consecutive games.
Foul by inches down the right field line.
Last time he did that, you got to go back to 2011, from July to August 19th. Line it down the line, just foul.
Couldn't get him to offer there, and it's 1-1. Tomlin gets ahead 1-2. swung out and missed at the breaking ball in the dirt, and Perez will have to throw to first. 2 down. Back-to-back Ks for Tomlin. And we'll go back to the studios for a Mazda game break. Here's Al Pawlowski. All right, thanks, Al.
That would pretty much do in the Washington Nationals, don't you think?
Yeah.
They walk into their park and sweep them.
That put them 7 back in the division.
And I think they end up the year in New York playing the Mets.
Popped up. This might stay in play. Let's see. Johnson to the seats. No. Pretty much be curtains for Washington because they started the night 9.5 back in the wild card race.
Yeah,
so
they have no chance.
The division.
Yeah, that's not even a wild card race over there in the National League.
No,
that's it. The one division race. 2 wild cards coming out of the Central. There's your look at the National League East. That's looking to go 7 up.
Missed 0-2. Well, the other story tonight is that Boston is laying the wood to Toronto 9-1. They got Drew Hutchison for 6 runs early, and the Yankees had a chance to pick up a full game, but they're losing to Baltimore 4-3 at home in the 8th.
Well, they had a 3-1 lead there earlier.
High pop, left center. Calling for it is Almonte, and the inning is over. So the error does no damage. Josh Tomlin keeps rolling along. We go to the 6th. 3-1, 4-1 Cleveland. Photo of the game. Remember, you can tweet your photos to us using the hashtag STODataStrongFan for a chance to have one of your pictures shown during an upcoming telecast courtesy of T-Mobile. Lonnie Chisnall is 0 for 2 on the night. He'll lead off this 6th inning for Cleveland. Jeff Samardzija, 80 pitches on the night. Chicago bullpen quiet. Bounced it well in front of the plate.
See, that splitter hasn't been a difference maker for him tonight because he hasn't been able to consistently throw it or get it close enough to throw it for a strike. The times he has been able to get him to swing, maybe has been ahead in the count. A couple guys have swung at it, but most of the time they've laid off of it. There's the pitch you want to hit right there. He elevated it.
Back out of play. Strike three called. Chisenhall rung up. That's 4 Ks for Samardzija. Let's go down to Andre Knott talking about Abraham Almonte, who missed last night's game.
Yes, Abraham missed the game, and I'm glad we don't have any video of what exactly was going on with him. Almost underneath his arm and his armpit, he had like a golf-sized problem. Let's put it that way. Today, after they got a little medication, it went down. He told me it was only bothering him when he tried to swing the bat. Then he looked at me today. He goes, "I took batting practice," and he goes, "I'm ready to win today. I'll talk to you later in Spanish."
Will you understand him when he talks to you in Spanish?
Almonte bounces it towards second base, and Sanchez throws him out, 2 down. We're back on the road to glory for week 3 of the high school football season. A couple of 2-0 teams square off when the Madison Blue Streaks go on the road to take on the Perry Pirates in a non-conference county showdown. Join Jeff Phelps, Frank Stams, and Ryan Kavanaugh Friday at 11 on Sports Time Ohio. To third base. Saladino throws out Johnson. The Indians go 1-2-3. We'll go to the last half of the 6th. Cleveland 4, Chicago 1.
Season tickets offer the best perks, including savings and access to Tribe Rewards. Today's Tribe Rewards TV code is Feller. Visit Indians.com/season tickets for complete details.
Bottom of the 6th inning, top of the order for Chicago. Adam Eaton to lead it off. He's 0 for 2 on the night. And he takes a strike. Pulls it foul.
That curveball has been such a nice pitch, and he doesn't use it a whole lot. You know, he just gets it out there to keep the hitters off balance. He can bounce it. It seems like he can throw it anytime he wants to, in the location that he wants to. But just enough to take him off the cutter. The off-speed pitch.
Almonte makes the catch on Eaton. 1 down.
That's what, you know, when Josh Tomlin, you'll see his strikeouts, and he's done this. He's had at least 5 in every start he has made this year. He has 6 tonight. But boy, the location of these pitches down at the knees. There's that curveball. You get the right-hander to chase. Paint on the outside corner. Another curveball, and boy, he makes it look easy.
Well, and it's how he gets to the strikeout pitch that's impressive as well.
Yeah, it's all a matter of setting it up and getting him to look. And when in his last start against Detroit, when he went out there, he utilized center field, the big part of the ballpark, and had about 6 or 7 fly balls to center field, making the hitters use the big part of the ballpark if they're going to hit him. He stays away from the middle of the plate. And when you don't, hitters are going to get him. But he has been brilliant at it. Only 2 runs out of the 11 he has given up. You know, 9 of them have come off the long ball. 7 solo shots and a 2-run homer. And they've only scored 2 runs when they put the ball in play and had to hit their way in.
Out of play.
But for a guy that has 38 strikeouts, he's only walked 3 guys. Guy that throws that many strikes.
Wow, close pitch. And Saladino gets a reprieve. You face a guy like Josh, it's got to be hard to lay off anything he throws because so many pitches are strikes.
He never leaves the rubber. He gets the ball, he gets it back, he works. You got to love playing behind him, and he keeps the hitters having to go in there. I'm surprised they haven't tried to slow him down a little bit. But he's in such a good rhythm, and he just keeps you guessing up there. Is it, you know, what's coming next? I don't know if it's a cutter, is it a fastball, is it in, is it out, is it up, is it down? Now there's the mistake.
That is drilled deep left center and gone.
Now you'll see where this one had the plate, and that's what happens when he doesn't hit his target. That can happen. So the second home run he's allowed tonight. It's a solo shot. It's not a rally. That makes it a 4-2 game. Watch the location. He's sitting away, at least back down and in. Saladino takes him out, his 4th home run.
And that will get the Indians bullpen busy. Down low, ball 1. That's deep left, and that's gone. It's a 1-run game. Back-to-back solo home runs here in the 6th for Chicago.
Now the big man wants to be a part of it. So back-to-backers, and the Sox are right back in this. That looked like a little cutter he got on top of it. It sort of just, it didn't really cut. It stayed right there, and he hit it out into the bullpen as they make a catch. So Mickey Callaway will come out and talk to Josh Tomlin, give that bullpen time to get ready. So after the first out, Eaton flew out to center field. You have back-to-back home runs. Saladino, Abreu. Manship firing, getting ready in a hurry. So all 3 runs scored tonight by the White Sox are on the home run ball. Solo home runs.
Now Melky Cabrera, who's 0 for 2. And takes a fastball for a strike. And now it's 0 and 2. Breaking ball in the dirty, lays off, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. With a 1 out here in the 6th inning. To left, Brantley moving over, makes the catch. 2 down. Indians will be back home tomorrow night to open a 4-game series with Detroit. Danny Salazar goes up against Alfredo Simon in a rematch of Saturday's game. Alfredo Simon. Alan Jensen start our coverage with Indians live from the district at 6:30. First pitch at 7 right here on Sports Time Live. 2 down. Aviseo Garcia finds one into center field, a base hit.
We'll see what Terry Francona is thinking right about now. Looks like he's coming out. He's going to make a move.
Tomlin just over 100 pitches on the night after that hit by Garcia, and that will end his evening. He goes 5 2/3, and all 3 runs allowed on solo home runs. An abrupt end to Josh Tomlin's night. He was cruising along. He had gone 5 1/3. He'd given up 1 run on 2 hits. And then back-to-back homers. He got the second out of the inning, and then another base hit to center field by Garcia ends his night. It's a 1-run game as Jeff Manship comes on. 24th appearance on the year. He'll be facing Trace Thompson. Thompson homered in the second and then reached on an error in the 5th. Breaking ball down low. That's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Beats it into the ground. Lindor will flip it to second to end the inning. 6 complete. The Indians 4. And the White Sox 3. Visit mykiacleveland.com to learn more. By Levin Mattress, located in all Levin furniture and freestanding locations. And by AT&T Uverse, has more channels on the go than cable. The Indians lead it 4-3, and we go to the 7th inning. Samardzij's 90th pitch of the night. And his ball 1 to Jose Ramirez. Sox have a lefty getting loose in their bullpen. Foul right back. Jose Ramirez, then Roberto Perez and Jason Kipnis here in the 7th for Cleveland. It's the second time tonight we've seen Tyler Flowers just kind of box one up back there.
Well, that's what he's trying to frame it, I guess, and that ball just bounced out of the glove.
The 1-2. And he got him to chase. Strikeout number 5 for Samardzija. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And Jose Ramirez in the last 2 nights has lit up the sky with the big ball.
Yeah, from both sides of the plate. That's a little scary, going back-to-back nights where you have home runs, a couple of solo shots. What's he been eating in Chicago? Heavenly beds. That's
not happy with that last at bat as he strikes out to start the inning. Roberto Perez is a perfect 2 for 2. He doubled and scored in the 3rd. He singled in the 5th. And Samardzija fires a strike in there to even the count. Samardzija wanted that one, didn't get the call, and it's 2-1. Dan Jennings could be coming on to face Jason Kipnis next. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, he's ready.
Now the 2-2. Missed inside. And that's outside, ball 4, and that might have made the decision a little easier for Ventura.
You might be right. I would think so. He's right around the 100-pitch mark. Only the 2nd walk.
Looks like they're going to stay with him, though. So Jason Kipnis, 1 for 3. He doubled in a run in the 3rd. Back out of play. So Jose Ramirez homering in back-to-back games is the 3rd Indian this year to homer in consecutive games. The other 2 are Francisco Lindor and Abraham Almonte.
That's unbelievable. You would not guess those 3.
No, that would not be your first 3 picks, I don't think.
Well, I know they wouldn't have been mine.
The 0-2. Kipnis punches it to left.
Did a nice job of pitching to Kipnis right there. Started him out the first 2 pitches inside, and then got him out down and away. Took the sting out of his bat.
Francisco Lindor tripled his first time up, and that led to the game's first run. Last time up, he sent a high, towering drive that cleared the wall and right for his 8th home run of the year.
Well, I'll tell you, he's got some surprising pop in that bat.
Missed outside. Line drive, base hit left field.
Now he needed one more at bat, and he needs a double. If he can get up again, he keeps the inning going. Lines it, gets the single, so now he's 3 out of the 4. Staying on the baseball, taking it the other way. Good job. I'll tell you, every pitch that he has been able to hit tonight has been elevated. So he's taking advantage of everything that Samardzija has left up in the zone. He's 3 for 4. And the change will be made to bring in Jennings, the left-hander. It'll be Michael Brantley for the Indians. So his night is over.
We've got a timeout here in Chicago. The Indians on top 4-3. Our great clip of last night. Michael Brantley, deep and not playable. 2-run homer.
That didn't take long to get out of there either. He went down and in, and he just smoked that ball. Line drive out to right.
He bats here with 2 on and 2 out in the 7th, and the Indians leading him by a run. He is 1 for 3 on the night with a double and a run batted in. Dan Jennings, the left-hander, coming on. Brantley got a base hit off Jennings in the series opener.
They could use another base hit here and take a little insurance late into the ball game.
Right at the second baseman, Carlos Sanchez. He'll throw him out. That'll end the inning. Time now for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Spitzer Auto World. Coming up next here on Sports Time Ohio, Al and Jensen will have the highlights and break down tonight's ball game for you. Alexei Ramirez looks at the ball outside. He has grounded out and struck out. Downstairs, 2-0. He did not have time. He just backed out and Manship stopped.
Put something getting his eye.
That's the old fake. Oh, yeah, there's something in my eye.
Yeah, he didn't have to give it to him. I'm surprised Manship didn't just keep right on going.
Well, now it's 3-0. That's in there for a strike. To right field. Chisenhall makes the catch. One away. Let's go down to Andre Knott.
You know, there may be a marriage made in heaven with Jeff Manship and the Indians. Talking to Terry Francona tonight, he says, hey, I love the ability that he has to get the ground ball. He goes, he probably should have made the team out of spring training. He goes, but we had to have him earn it. He reminds him of Scott Atchison, and he's even talking to Jeff. He says, look, he goes, I've had to earn everything I've got in my career. He goes, but this team seems to fit me. He says his velocity is up, and they love that he can change speeds and get that ground ball.
Well, he keeps working hard. They're looking for that 7th inning guy, and he's in that 7th inning right now.
Out of play. Slowly chopped back to the mound. Manship has it. He'll flip it. 2 away. Saturday baseball on Fox returns as the Eastern Division leading Blue Jays take on the wild card leading Yankees. Then it's the Tigers and the Indians squaring off in a game you'll only see on Fox Sports 1. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern on Fox, 7 Eastern on Fox Sports 1, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Two down for Tyler Flowers. He's 0 for 2 on the night. He has grounded out. He has flied out. And a strike over the outside corner. Low and away. And it's 1-1. Beats it into the ground. It's foul. Low and away, he missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yes, he did.
He did. Perez will throw to first. And what a job by Jeff Manship. White Sox go 1-2-3. We head to the 8th. It's 4-3 Cleveland in Chicago. And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. So far, the Indians, young big bats, and the Indians in front. Now the only question remains is, can the bullpen make it stand up? Carlos Santana 0 for 2 tonight with a walk will lead off the 8th. Dan Jennings got the last out of the 7th. He stays on to pitch for Chicago. Santana fooled badly.
Yeah, he wasn't ready on that pitch. I think his timing was messed up there. His hands, how they start, and he tried to start that kick, and his timing was messed up there.
And he shoots it into right field for a base hit. So the Indians get their leadoff man aboard here in inning number 8. Back on this date in 1992, Robin Yount with his 3,000th career hit at County Stadium in Milwaukee,
coming against the Indians.
Lonnie tried to bunt, just sort of threw the bat at it.
Yeah, not a very good attempt there.
And now it's 0-2. Matt Albers ready in the bullpen if needed. All right, trying to pull it, get that runner over. Shoots it the other way, and now get into the seats.
That's right. Yeah.
He came off Jose Mason.
Well, and he had his 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000 against the Indians. Look at that. Sandy Whittle, I remember him.
Talk about, I mean, you think about the timing of that too. Exactly 6 years apart. 80, 86, 92.
Yeah. Well, he was so consistent.
Nice stop by Sanchez to second for one. Back to first. Safe there. Chisenhall just did beat it out.
Well, they made a nice attempt at the turn. Once he had to slide to his knee and get it over to Ramirez, they just beats it out, hustling down the first baseline. Nice try. He got up quickly and got it to Ramirez, and on the turn, there's Chisenhall just getting to first base. They're taking a look at it in their dugout, but I think he is safe. I think the call was correct.
And there will not be a challenge forthcoming.
Yeah, good call.
So 1 on, 1 out, and Abraham Almonte 0 for 3 on the night will be the batter. He'll bat right-handed for the first time. A little bit low, ball 1.
A little surprising they pitch out there. Left-hander. He had a quick delivery to home plate. You know, Chiz not a base stealer by any means.
Oh, what a perfectly placed base hit by Almonte. And Chisenhall stops at second. He shot it through the hole on the right side, and the Indians have 2 on with 1 out. Robin Ventura going to go back to his bullpen.
Well, find that hole sits out there. You get a pitch to your liking away. Take advantage of it. Almonte does. They're playing double play depth. Shoot it into right field. You move up a base. Keep it moving.
Matt Albers is coming on when we come back. We're in the 8th inning. Tribe has 2 on with 1 out, and Chris Johnson's going to be the batter. He's 0 for 3 on the night. He has struck out twice. Matt Albers will come on, making his 22nd appearance of the year.
Yeah, has had a pretty good year when you look at it, all things considered. He was hurt early. Remember when Kansas City had that fight here with Chicago? He was injured in that brawl and ended up missing some time. But has pitched well for him when he's been able to go out there and pitch. Trying to keep Chisenhall close to second base from the stretch, and then you'll see Sanchez as he'll really move over to that second base spot. Johnson loves to hit that hole over there if he can.
Three balls, no strikes.
3 straight. Make him get into zone. All 3 were about in the same spot.
Now the 3-1. Fastball got it by him, full count. And the payoff. Slicing out a play down the right side. We'll come back and do it again. Indians have out-hit Chicago 10-5, but it's the solo homers that have been the story of this game. 2 by Cleveland, 3 by Chicago, accounting for all of their runs. Payoff pitch. Shoots it into right field, a base hit. Chisenhall. Oh, he's going to come all the way around to score. The ball got by Thompson. Chisenhall's home. Here comes Almonte. He scores 2, and Johnson goes to third. Oh, Trace Thompson, who was having a magnificent game up to that point right there, just simply misplayed it, and the Indians take advantage to score 2, and they lead it now 6-3.
Well, he got caught peeking, trying to worry about the runner at second base, and he took his eye off the ball and overran it. You know, you see, he was thinking, I got to throw this guy out at home plate. You got to catch the ball first, and it got right by him. And both of them will come around to score. Johnson will go to third base. It'll be a base hit. I think they were going to stop Chisenhall.
Yeah.
They weren't going to even start him. So that'll be a base hit. And I don't know if they're going to give an RBI to.
I don't believe so.
No, it'll be just a flat out error there. The 2 runs will score off of that error. So big break for the Indians.
Wow, what a turn of events.
Yes.
Jose Ramirez homered back in the 5th. He's homered in back-to-back games. One ball, 1 strike. Jerry Sands is in as a pinch runner for Chris Johnson. Just missed. The 2-2 offering right at the second baseman Sanchez. 2 away. And now the catcher Roberto Perez. He's reached safely all 3 times tonight with a double, a single, a walk, and a run scored. This will at least ensure that Francisco Lindor will have 1 shot at hitting for the cycle in the ninth. 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. Pitch. Ran it inside and he fouls it back.
Yeah, he's been trying to stay in there on Perez, not to let him get any swinging room right there. Missed with the first 2. Might have helped him out a little bit there.
Got the outside corner, 2-2. Strike 3 called. That'll end the inning. But a costly error by Trace Thompson, the White Sox right fielder, allows the Indians to score 2, and they lead it 6-3. The Samardzija high fastball can be a weapon for him. Yeah, the Indians didn't beat him up, but they did score early And they added a run in the third. A couple of solo homers off of him in the fifth.
Yeah, they had the extra base hits working today. Would they have 3 doubles, a couple of homers, a triple?
Brian Shaw coming into the ball game now to pitch the 8th inning. And Jerry Sands will stay in the game at first base. Terrific job tonight out of the bullpen by Jeff Manship.
Yeah, he went his inning and a third, struck out 1. Ouch. Ooh, I thought that hit him.
I did too. It just barely missed him.
I don't think he can believe how he got out of the way. When I went into the glove, that's what I thought it hit him. Just underneath the arm.
And the 1-1 swung over the top of it. Here's the 1-2. A little bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Almost picked off the on deck hitter, who is a pinch hitter, by the way.
Micah Johnson started the year with the White Sox playing second base.
Upstairs. Full count. Up and away. So Adam Eaton reaches base for only the 2nd time in the series, both times via the walk.
Yeah, but not the way you want to start late in the ball game. You have a 3-run lead. You want to make him hit his way on.
So here's Micah Johnson. Just called up yesterday. Johnson hit .270 in 27 games right out of the gate. He made the opening day roster, and then he went back to AAA on May the 14th. One and one to count here. Caught the corner. And now Shaw gets ahead 1-2.
You see that thing coming in right there. You might as well keep it there. That's a tough one. He's going to have a tough time reaching that one. That looked like it might have been a ball width off the plate. Stay out there is right.
Oh, he strikes him out. Went up high with it. One down.
He went upstairs. You can see it really tied him up. He must have been looking for that same spot, but that was letter high. And he helps him out. Shaw gets the first out.
And up comes Jose Abreu. You see 5 for 11 in the series. And a home run back in the 6th that brought the Chicago White Sox within a run at that time. So since the start of last year, J.D. Martinez and Jose Abreu, public enemies number 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'll say.
Shaw darts it over the outside part of the plate, gets ahead 1 and 2. Is it a balk? Yeah, that's the call on the field. Hold on a second. We're going to get the umpires all getting together on this. Was time called, maybe?
Did he step off the rubber is the question. And they're going to ask each other, did anybody see him step off? Who called it? Cooper? Did he call the balk, the home plate umpire? I didn't see which one called it. It was second base umpire. No, he's got to go back.
He was off the rubber.
Yeah. That's okay. They came to an agreement. Somebody saw it. I was not looking at him, and I didn't see who called it, but let's see if he steps up. There it is. Boy, he just barely stepped off.
I don't know that I've ever seen a balk waved off before.
Well, the second base umpire called it, but he was overruled by the first and third base.
Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw down. And a one-hop, nice grab by Kitten, as otherwise Eaton might have taken off and bolted for third.
Well, they get the second out, though, and that's a big one. Yeah, I was a little surprised that he was off and running. That throw was not a good one. Perez normally outstanding throwing. That one was a tough one to throw. He ends up getting the stolen base, but they get the second out.
I'm a little surprised that Abreu, as good as he's been, swung at that pitch. It was up, it was in. So with 2 down, Melky Cabrera, the batter, 0 for 3. Big hop for Kipnis, and Jason will throw him out. We'll go to the 9th in Chicago. Indians up 6-3. All right, thanks, Al. We'll be watching closely as Francisco Lindor is due up second here in the ninth. White Sox go back to their bullpen. Fourth pitcher of the night, right-hander Frankie Montas. Made his major league debut a week ago and worked a 1-2-3 inning against Minnesota. Gordon Beckham has come into the ballgame now at third base. Jason Kipnis is 1 for 4 on the night, an RBI double. 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
I want to see this guy is a big guy, and he looks like he could throw hard. He came out in that first pitch was 98, struck out the first hitter he faced in the big leagues in his only appearance against Minnesota.
Out of play. Kipnis greets him with a base hit the other way. His second hit of the night. Well, that sets the stage for Francisco Lindor, who tripled his first time up. Then after he flied out in the third, he homered in the fifth. Last time up in the seventh inning, a base hit the other way. So he's a double shy of hitting for the cycle. Off of his foot. That's not a good way to start.
No, it's not. Not when you have to leg one out and get to second.
Your teammate Andre Thornton hit for the cycle, I believe it was 1978.
Right.
And that stood until, what was it, 2004 when Hafner did it?
Yeah. Yep. Not an easy thing to do, to do, hit for the cycle. Oh, that's off
shin.
Yes, it was a shin burner.
And the crazy thing is the two parks that those cycles happen in. Thornton did it at Fenway, right?
Fenway Park.
And Hafner did it at the Metrodome.
Yes. Yes, he did. His double was like an infield single on the spongy turf.
Yeah.
It was, those are, you're right. Two of those ballparks you wouldn't think you'd hit for the cycle. Sands had the two just like Lindor did his first two hits, the triple and the homer. Sands did it back in Detroit.
Lindor sends one high in the air, deep to right. Thompson back and shy of the track, makes the catch. No cycle for Lindor tonight. The last guy to hit for a cycle in this ballpark is in left field right now. Cabrera. He did it with the Yankees back in '09. Everybody's giving him the business right now. Heck of a night anyway. 3 hits. Homer a triple, scoring twice. Indians banging out a dozen hits. 1 on 1 out for Michael Brantley, who has one of those hits and an RBI. Oh, that almost took off.
That was clocked at 95 going to first.
Montas came to the White Sox from Boston along with Avisail Garcia in the Jake Peavy deal. That was at the trade deadline 2 years ago. Now Brantley lifts one to left. And Melky Cabrera has it, 2 down. That trade, by the way, that was a 3-team deal. That's why Garcia he came with him, but not technically
from Boston.
Yeah, he came from Detroit. That was a 3-way deal between the Tigers, Red Sox, White Sox. Gets away, but not far enough for Kipnis to advance. Cody Allen getting warm. Carlos Santana with Kipnis at first, takes aim. You know, you don't see many big swings connect on 96 to 98 mile-an-hour fastballs.
No, the bigger it is, that ball's going to get by you. You may have a good swing, and it's tough to catch up to the 95s, 96s, even though they have plate if it's upstairs. Tough to get the barrel of the bat to the ball high.
Abreu will take it himself, and we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Cleveland 6, Chicago 3. Pat O'Brien Chevrolet play of the game. Chris Johnson in the 8th inning shoots one the other way. Perfect, nice job of hitting, and then whoopsie. Yeah. Trace Thompson. They weren't going to waive Chisholm. It was going to be bases loaded situation. Right. And Thompson he whiffed. How else?
Well, you know, he's looking at it as a do or die play. That guy coming around third, he was expecting him to try and score, and he just forgot to catch the ball first. So you restart him up, they let him in. You know, you don't know how that inning would have played out with the bases loaded and just the 1 out, but that scored the 2 runs, and it gave him a little breathing room and a comfort zone.
Cody Allen on for the 60th time this year. He's 1-4 with a 3.41 ERA. But here's the important thing: a save tonight gives him 30 on the year, and that's one of those plateau numbers when you're a closer. You can't get as he told me though, he said, you know, you can't get to 30 until you get 20. He's never gotten to 30. He's already a career high 29. He had 24 a year ago. But he said, you know, you get to 30 and you just feel like, okay, it's a milestone. It's an accomplishment. He said, I want to be one of those guys who's putting up 30 plus every year.
Yeah, understandable. Well, I'll tell you, in the first half of the year, he didn't have the opportunities to get the saves because they weren't scoring runs.
Well, and you know, when I talked to him about this, Rick, we talked about the guys who are, you know, doing 40 plus a year, or like the guy in St. Louis, Trevor Rosenthal. What did he have last year? He get 50?
Well, I don't know exactly how many he had, but you know, you got to have opportunities.
Exactly, that's the thing. I mean, they're going to win probably 100 games this year, if not close to it. The ball to right field. It's over Chisenhall's head. He'll play it off the wall. Garcia is into second base with a leadoff double.
That ball was smoked. I'll tell you, that one right there was a new one and a first for Lonnie, because that was a line drive shot coming off the bat, and he tried to cut it off, and he went down, and I mean, he smoked that ball. And watch his angle, he's going to come in, but that ball is going to get over his head because it was hammered. That's just a tough play. That's one you have to learn from. He picked that ball up off the ground.
Yeah, so, I mean, even if he broke back on that ball, I'm not sure he got to it.
Exactly. That ball was, I mean, that's one of those that, you know, the right-handers, that's where I say in right field, more right-handers can drive the ball over your head than left-handers can do it to left fielders.
Trace Thompson homered back in the second inning, but it was his error that really opened it up for the Tribe, and he's trying to make amends. He'll drive in a run here. It's a 6-4 ball game, and Chicago will bring the tying run to the plate the rest of the inning. So Thompson has driven in 2 now for Chicago.
Well, he got a chance to pinch hit off Cody the other night, and he threw the first 2 curveballs. He had feeble swings. He ended up getting a curveball the other time and put it in play, but that first pitch was a fastball, and he was waiting on it, wasn't he? He stayed on it, didn't try to pull it. So the first 2 hitters get base hits and make it a 6-4 game. That brings a tying run to the dish now for the White Sox.
And Alexei Ramirez, the batter, is 0 for 3 on the night. But you know, the other thing about Cody is he may not, as you said, Rick, you have to have the kind of team to get any save opportunities to get 40 saves. I mean,
yeah.
But he's still going to end up pitching in 70 or more games this year again.
Well, he likes to get his work.
You talk about, you know, whether he ends up with 30, 35 saves, he's picking 70 games.
Right.
That's twice as many. So they're not just going to him when it's a save situation. And seven times he's had a multi-inning save. And he told me, he goes, yeah, you feel those ones. The next day, he said, they definitely are not normal.
Nobody else in baseball has 7. He has the most. Multi-inning saves, not an easy thing to do, but boy, he's the one you count on.
The 1-1. Not a play.
You know, and people look at it, you know, people are spoiled. They want 1, 2, 3 saves. They don't want any hits. They don't want any runs.
They don't want any drama.
He's given up a lot of ninth inning runs this year. But you know what? He bends, but most of the times he doesn't break. And that's what you're looking for, the W, for the win, and that S goes next to your. If you give up a run, it doesn't matter. You pitch to the situation. He's coming out with a 3-run save now. First 2 guys reached.
Swung out and missed. Cody Allen gets the first out here in the ninth. You know who would be the perfect closer?
Who's that?
You ever see the movie Memento? Where the guy can't remember anything 10 minutes?
No.
He has no short-term memory.
Oh, perfect.
He has to take Polaroids to remind him where he's been and write notes. He's got tattoos all over his body so he can remember where he.
That's what a closer needs. You're right.
You can't,
short memory.
Yep. And the other thing, I think it's very difficult in that role, and this isn't news, but closers have to deal with it, and that is I think it was Bob Wickman who once said, you know, I can screw up in 10 minutes what it took these guys 2.5, 3 hours to build.
Yeah. Well,
and that's not a good feeling sometimes for a closer.
No, it's like a kicker in football. You have a chance to be the hero, and you also
Good
have
analogy.
a chance to be a goat.
Yep.
And boy, you know, when it's on the line and you do it, everybody loves you. When it's on the line and you don't, everybody hates you. Except your teammates that know, you know.
Except the one difference, and I think Andre can attest to this if he's still got his ears on down there. In football, nobody wants to talk to the kicker. They don't even like the kicker.
Well, that's probably the way he likes it. They don't even consider him a football player. But he can win games for them.
They don't even practice with the team.
They still don't consider him part of the team, though.
I believe it.
They kind of practice by themselves, don't they, Andre?
They do, and
they
it's
kick
hard
and punt.
for them.
Yeah.
They do everything by themselves, but then when the game's on the line, you need them.
Get in there and win it.
That's why those big guys come up and they pick them up. They haven't seen them all week.
Yeah.
Who are you? It's right.
Yeah. Ball and 2 strikes. Mike Olt, the pinch hitter here with a 1 on and 1 out in the 9th. Checked. He didn't go. And it's 2-2. Yeah, that is the. I mean, I love your analogy, Arch, but that's the really unique difference I see with a place kicker who's got the world on his shoulders with time running out. Whereas Cody Allen, he's part of a community. I mean, that bullpen, he may be the closer, but all of those guys care for each other and they pick each other up.
Yeah, it's their own fraternity out there.
The 2-2. Foul back. I also wonder, and again, we have to exclude Mariano Rivera from any conversation we ever have about closers, but within the division, when you face a team so many times, and everybody, and these White Sox hitters have seen Cody Allen,
sure.
and you know, you're going to see who's the guy, the Greg Collin, the guy in Kansas City. You're going to see all these guys. Does it give the hitters an advantage at some point?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't hit the guy, then he's not going to make any changes. But if you get a couple of hits on him late in the ball game, then he's got to make an adjustment to you. And it sure does. I mean, it helps when you see a guy a number of times.
Swung out and missed. He got him to go fish. Oh, Mike Gold had a terrific at bat right up until that pitch, and he just couldn't help himself.
Well, that's what happens. The hitters, they get sometimes just so aggressive, and they want to go out and get that pitch, and it's a ball, and you get yourself out. So the Indians down to their last out.
Tyler Flowers.
Take 2 out of 3 here.
Here's the batter, 0 for 3. You know, we talk about mistakes that young players make, like Thompson making the error in right field, and you get a young player that maybe swings at a bad pitch in a critical time. That's where a guy like Robin Ventura, I didn't realize, you know, he went through like an 0 for 40 slump his rookie year.
Yeah.
So I think as a manager, when you've been through that, you can relate. You don't need a manager screaming at you when you make an error or make a mistake.
No,
you need a guy who knows that, okay, let's talk about it, but I still believe in you.
Well, you got to, that's true. You got to go through it. Hopefully they don't, but.
Tyler Flowers in the hole, 0-2. Cody Allen takes aim. Downstairs, couldn't get him to chase that time. That's the other thing that, you know, we've seen it a lot tonight, because we saw it with Josh Tomlin, we've seen it with Cody Allen. I love it how a pitcher can test a hitter's patience. Like, okay, you didn't swing at it, but guess what? I'm going to throw it again.
Well,
and
eventually,
see if you lay off it a second time or a third time.
Yeah, as you get deeper into the count, a lot of times the hitters, they don't want to take the walks.
Bounces it to short. Lindor throws to first, and that'll do it. Cody Allen, a career high 30 saves on the year, and the Indians take the series. They win 2 out of 3, and they have now won 10 of their last 14 as they close out the road trip, getting to within 2 games of the 500 mark. They're now 68-70 on the year. Josh Tomlin went 5 2/3. He'll get the win. He's 5-1. What a job he's done. Jeff Samardzija will take the loss. For Chicago, he went 6 2/3, 4 runs on 8 hits. He's now 9 12 on the year. So give this gritty Indians bunch some credit.
Yeah, they come in here, they win that first game, they end up winning the series. They've done it in back-to-back series now with Detroit.
Yeah. Well,
playing
Rick,
a little better in their division.
Go back to where we were at in Toronto. They won that opener against Price. Everybody was feeling good. Then they lose the next 2. This road trip could have gone a number of different ways after that. But, hey, they put themselves in a position where they're still alive, still a lot to fight for. And they finished the trip on a high note. And now they'll come home, and it's Central Division Baseball 4 with the Tigers starting tomorrow night. So that's going to wrap things up.